When I think of food sustainability and the topics that are related, I think of how it affects my everyday life. Think about where we live. Beautiful Napa Valley. It has farms, animals, trees, mountains, and water, the perfect place for sustainability. In terms of what food I purchase on a daily basis, my resources are limited. Being a college student doesn't leave me with an abundance of money, so I try to buy things that are on sale and have a long shelf life. Most of the time, these foods are processed or of low nutritional value. I also gather goods from the food bank every Friday. Typically, they are dried foods, canned foods, and some produce. I stop and think about what other families do with this food and how it becomes part of their daily life. If you're a small child, you learn from the people around you what to eat, and this ends up creating food habits. That being said, a huge part of a child's life is spent at school, and that includes eating the food that is provided for them. According to the national USDA requirements, an average school meal can have up to 40% fat and only 10% of their daily dietary needs of protein, vitamin A, vitamin C, iron, and calcium. The children's bodies adapt to this eating pattern by storing extra and empty calories in their body, causing obesity. It also is disturbing to know that most prisons serve a healthier meal than schools, having more options and more food. Obviously, it boils down to making a change in how. Why aren't schools using local produce and protein? It's here where communities need to start choosing health and self-sustainability over cheap, harmful foods for our next generation. Children need to be educated in what they're eating and where it comes from. Otherwise, a recent epidemic says that next generations will die off before their parents, all because life has become unsustainable with the food that they are given. For those of us that aren't in school any longer, we have a choice of what we eat. Today, it is more likely for a family to go out and eat conveniently than at home. Processed, boxed, microwavable, dried, and frozen meals have made it cheap and easy to stay sustainably fed, but fat. Not just fat, but unhealthy. The processed sodium-pumped food causes high blood pressure, heart disease, many types of cancer, obesity, diabetes, and malnutrition deficiencies. Yes, food is sustainable for now, but our lives won't be if we eat and grow the way we do. There are restaurants here in St. Helena that have their own gardens and use local farms that create a self-sustaining establishment. Gott's Roadside is one of them, with a garden that provides produce for all 3 locations, not including their own grass-fed beef that is all natural. Press, Farmstead, and French Blue also use local, if not their own, farms. The customers know where their food comes from and can ask questions about it. There isn't a mystery ingredient that is hard to pronounce on a label, just pure food. I know it may cost more to eat at these places, but what are we doing to make this doable in our own homes? Our schools? Is natural better than genetically modified? Is organic better than a product that is pumped with chemicals and antibiotics? Research shows that more processed food that we eat, the higher risk we are for weight gain, disease, and even cancer. Sustainability has been erased. It has been rewritten as big, bright, bold letters that spell money. Sure, the world is run by this word, but it is also slowly killing it. There has to be a way to change. How did we get here in the first place? Persuasion, influence, and the results are how people became hooked on fast, convenient, and large quantities of food. Now it's just a matter of changing people's minds so that their habits, health, and education on sustainable food will be in the right direction. It is also our duty to lead the next generation into a better future. It's no one's fault but our own. We got into this mess, now let's get out of it.